Hi everyone, I'm Anita and I want to welcome you to Armed and Dangerous. I know most of you have probably been doing the class with me for a while, but if you haven't, the class structure is pretty simple. We've got 10 exercises to get through today and we're going to build a ladder out of them. So there's going to be a lot of repetition. So we're going to start with that first exercise. We're going to do it for 30 seconds. We're going to repeat that exercise, add on a second, repeat the first two, add on a third, and you kind of get the idea of how the class is broken down. For equipment today, if you're lucky enough to have dumbbells, you'll need a heavier set and a lighter set. You'll also need some type of padding for the floor. So if you're on a carpeted surface, you don't really need to worry. But if you're working off of hardwood, you will need a mat or some type of non-slip surface that will give you a little bit of padding. Now, if you don't have access to dumbbells, never let it be a deterrent for getting a workout in. There's lots of things you can substitute around the house. Some of the things I've been playing with over the last few weeks are heavy coffee table books or textbooks, laundry detergent bottles for heavier weights. For your lighter weights, refillable water bottles work great, 1.5 liter water bottles, wine bottles. The other thing I'll mention is you will need some water, obviously. We're not going to be taking a set breaks for water, so please just step away from the exercise, keep yourself hydrated and come back and join us. The nice thing is because we're not doing fixed amount of reps, you're not really going to lose out on it. Just take your water and then come back and join us. Also, you'll probably want a towel handy. If you're like me and you sweat a lot, you'll want something probably to wipe off your face. But the other thing is if you're working with non-traditional fitness equipment, like I've been working with fabric softener bottles and water bottles and things for the last few weeks, you'll find they're going to get slippery. So what you want to do is just pause, wipe your hands down, wipe your equipment down. You always want to have a safe environment. The other thing I'm going to mention too is that you will be taking those weights over your head. So whatever you choose to work with today, you always want to challenge yourself, but you always have to keep in mind maybe some areas where you've had previous injury and make sure that you're choosing your weights appropriately. What I'm going to get you to do is put the video on pause, go grab your equipment, and then we'll start warming up. Okay, so we're going to get down into our little crouch position. So you're kind of in a semi-squat position. You're going to put those hands on those thighs. Let's roll those shoulders out. So remember, you're almost forming a little bit of an arch in and out. And the reason why I'm cueing you that way is this is a shoulder mobility exercise. So we do want those shoulders nice and loose. Good, here we go. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Good, last one of these. Nice, straighten up. You're gonna take those hands to the sky and then you're gonna do a nice slow pull down. You're gonna pull those tips of the elbows below the shoulders. So again, still continuing to work on the shoulders with that press, and the pull down is getting into those lats, those nice support muscles that run along your back. Good, and the other thing you always want to think about is just get into the habit of breathing. Try not to hold that air in. Here we go, 4 more. Nice, 3 more. Nice and slow and pull, good. 2 more. Beautiful, 1 more. Good, take those hands out in front of you. You're gonna cross them over and you're gonna squeeze back into those shoulder blades. So we're gonna wake up that upper back. And again, getting a little cross-body arm movement just to kind of wake up all those joints. Good, and you're gonna alternate that hand that's going on top. Good, here we go, 4 more. Nice, 3 more. 2 more. 1 more, take those hands down to your hips. So you're gonna do forward arm circles. We're gonna start small, so 2 around those hips. You're gonna get to medium around that rib cage. And then large, you're gonna take those arms up above your shoulders, bring it back to medium. Good, small, rib cage. Getting nice and big. Medium, good, small, medium. We're gonna take it all the way up and then down and then reverse direction. Good, reverse around those hips, start small. Good, medium. Large, good, nice and expanded. Good, take it down. Medium, large, medium, small. 1 more time, up and down. Medium, large, medium, and small. small. So you're gonna turn yourself where you've got enough space. We're going to do a little bit of an inchworm out. So you're gonna hinge from your hips. You're gonna walk it out. You can bend those knees, taking it out to a push-up position. Remember, you can drop to your knees here. You're going to push up, come up. You're going to tap, tap, and then you're going to walk it back. Good, here we go. Hinge, walk it out. Find that push up. Good, hinge it over. Walk it out. Find that nice solid push-up position. Tap, tap. And remember, a lot of people struggle with push-ups, and I struggle with them too. This is just your warm-up. But remember, it's your opportunity to play a little bit here as well. Good, one more, take it out. Good, tap, tap, come up. Here we go, we're gonna stand it up. You're gonna plant those feet. We're gonna do a little rope pull. Opening up upper and lower obliques into that core. That's our support area for the lifting we'll be doing today. Good, here we go. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Nice, so we're going to, I'm gonna turn the timer on. We're gonna grab our heavier set of weights to start. Just gonna take the volume up a little bit. Okay, so heavier weights, heavier bottles. We're gonna start with a drag curl. So those palms are gonna be forward, and essentially, you're gonna drag those arms up and let the elbows bend backwards, but you're keeping the weights in contact with the side of your body. So it looks like this from the side. Good. And then squeeze that bicep at the top. So remember, your elbows are going to limit as where you can go with this. Good, keep going. This is going into our second round now. We're gonna start building. Good, squeeze. Nice, squeeze it back. Whew, yeah. Good, feeling that bicep pop at the top. Now I would suggest grabbing a slightly lighter weight for our add-on. Good. So you're gonna grab your lighter weight. We're gonna start with our knuckles pressed in. So you've got your elbows out, they're at chest level. And we're going to take the top heads of those weights and you're gonna turn them upside down as you extend those arms out. Good. So it's a slightly different way of working those triceps, but you should feel the backs of your arms here. The reason why I'm suggesting smaller weights here is just because you're doing a lot of angling out with those elbows. Good, let's go back into our drag curl. We're going into our third round now. Here we go, drag it up, squeeze. Good. Remember, those palms are facing forward. Remember, if you've got detergent bottles, you may just have to position them a little differently, always thinking about your wrists. Good, so we're back in to those elbows out, tricep extensions. So starting up, here we go. Good. So it's almost like you're got a cup of water and you're turning it upside down out to the side. Good, extending those arms nice and long. Don't keep those elbows back. And keeping those arms at that high chest level. You go a little bit heavier for this exercise. So we're going to do a chest press outwards. We're going to take it out, in, press it overhead. Out, in, overhead. Remember, if you've got any shoulder issues, and we are working the smaller bit of the chest here, you may want to go a little bit lighter, and that's okay. I'm going to start heavier. I know I'll probably have to go lighter as the rounds progress. It's all good. Nice, let's go back to our drag curls again. Here we go. Fourth round now. Are you breathing? And remember, don't forget about your water. Keeping a little bend in those knees always, even when you're standing up straight, You always want that core and body support. Good, so I'm gonna go lighter for those tricep extensions. So remember, arms out, here we go. Extend it out. Nice. Good, where's that bend in those knees? Nice extension with those arms. Good, keeping that air flowing. I'm gonna stay a little bit lighter for that chest press because I could already feel that while the overhead press was good for me with the heavier weights, the chest press was a little bit too complicated and I was losing my form. So remember, when you do compound exercises, sometimes you're combining small and bigger muscles. So you always want to choose your weight to accommodate that smaller muscle group. Good, so we're gonna go heavier again for the next one. So what we're gonna do is a bent over back shrug. So you're gonna keep those arms long, no bending those elbows. You're going to shrug, so you squeeze your shoulder blades together, take those arms down, and then a straight arm fly. Shrug. Good, so you notice that my elbows aren't doing anything here. Good, let's go back to the beginning. Drag curl, here we go. Good, squeeze it up. So remember, this isn't a row. So you're dragging those weights up your body. So they should have contact with the sides of your legs, up along your rib cage. Good, so going a little bit lighter for those triceps. Here we go. Bent arms, and then out to nice straight arm. So you're kicking back, and you should feel the back of that arm kicking. Good. And remember, my rule for this is I'm making suggestions for the weights. We've got different levels during this class, so if heavy weights become too much for you or you can't do them, go lighter or lose them altogether. Nice, so we're gonna go into that chest press. Remember, nice and out, in, and then that narrow grip up to that shoulder press. So again, I've chosen my weights because the chest exercise is tough for me to keep my form, even though my overhead press is stronger. Good, breathe it through. Good. So we're gonna go back into those shrugs. So here we go, nice and flat with that back. Squeeze, down, fly. Good, straight arms, squeeze, fly. So remember, with this hinge, you're pushing your hips back. Not a squat, you're not squatting your bum down to the floor. Remember, think about pushing that car door shut with your bum because you've got your hands full of groceries. Good. We're gonna do sword pulls. So you're gonna keep one weight across your hip for balance, and we're pulling it through and extending. So remember, you can do heavier here. I'm gonna try heavy for my first round, but we are doing an opening movement. This may be a bit tough, especially if you got shoulder issues, so go a little lighter. So coming opposite hip, out, and extend. Good, you're halfway through now, you're doing awesome. Good, we'll do the other side next round. Just gonna dry my hands. Here we go. Back into our drag curls. So now the drag curl is a good movement for the bicep, but it's a little more subtle than just a standard bicep curl or a hammer curl. So you just gotta really think about what your body positioning is doing. Good, so we're gonna go into our tricep extension. Here we go. Take it out. And remember, my rule is, if some of these exercises get super hard with the weights that you have, lose them for a while. Remember, the movement with the arms is exercise. And then you can give that muscle a bit of recovery. And then you can always pick up your weights again next round. Always challenge yourself, but never work yourself to the point where you hurt yourself. Good. Here we go. So our chest press out, in, overhead. Good. Out, in, overhead. Out, in. And remember, halfway through that class, we're going to be coming down to the floor, so there will be a lot of up-down from that point. So always make sure that your space is clear of anything you can trip over. Good. Here we go. So we're going to go to your weight, and we're going to do that shrug. Good. Fly. So remember that shrug's just a subtle move, a little bit of a squeeze. So you're just pulling those shoulders up enough that they're squeezing together. Squeeze. So it's a way to train you to see what your back is doing. Nice. We're going to go to those sword pulls. So we're going to go the other hip now. Out. I'm going to stay with my heavier weights. Remember, you can split weights too. So that arm that's staying still can take a heavier weight. And you can use a lighter weight for that pull across. So for our add-on this round, we're coming down to the mat. And you'll need some light weights or no weights, your choice. So I'm going to try to start with my fibers. You'll understand what I say about no weight. So knees bent or legs straight, as long as you can keep your back straight here. We're going to take it up into a lat raise, into a snow angel. Remember, if you can't keep your back straight and your legs straight, bend those knees. Whew, even my fibers very challenging. Here we go. Take it up. Here we go, drag curl. You're doing awesome. Going into our 7th round now. Almost there. It's amazing how fast this class goes, even as you start to get tired. Whew. Dragging them up your body. Drag and pull. Good. Going lighter. Knuckles together. Here we go. So remember, can't do these without weights. Triceps still gonna work. Good. Now you're drying your hands off, especially if you're working with fabric softener bottles. I found in the last 2 weeks they were very slippery for me. Good. Nice. So here we go. Chest press. Put that overhead press. Good. So going into our shrug with our fly. So remember, straight arms, hinging. Good. Little shrug down. Fly. Good. You finish that shrug off first, and then fly. Nice sword pulls. I'm going to go back to my first side. Here we go. And I'm splitting my weights this time. So you can see that I've kept my heavier weight for that ballast, but I'm going a little bit lighter just for that cross-body portion. Remember, always think about your form. So if that form starts to suffer, even if you want to challenge yourself, go lighter. The idea is you build week by week. Good, so we're back down into our snow angel. Bent knees or straight legs. Here we go. Up. going to be a crunch. Nice, so we're going to keep those lighter weights. So we're going to do a crunch with a hammer curl, and it's going to be slow. So up for 1, and then down, 2, 3. So we're going eccentric on the way down, which is just a nice word for slowing it down, to make that bicep work a little harder. So we're targeting a different part of the bicep than those drag curls are doing. The drag curls are getting that mean medial part of your bicep. Good. Let's come up, back into those drag curls. So you're gonna get a little bit of a double dose from those biceps. Here we go. Drag. Just keeping those weights attached to the body as you drag them up. Good. I'm just going to towel off for a sec. Grab your lighter weights. Here we go. Good. Keeping that equipment dry. Wiping your face down like me. You get warm and you get the sweat running in your eyes. You want to be able to see. Good. Nice. Straighten those arms. Good. So we're doing that chest press now. Press it out. Overhead. Power it through. I know my arms are getting tired. I'm with you. Your head's going to tell you can't do things. You have to get out of your head. Unless anything hurts, then you always have to listen to your body. Good, so I'm going to go a little bit heavier. We're going back into those shrugs. Here we go, hinge. Push those hips back. Here we go. Hinge. Fly. Good. Shrug. Fly. Good. So we're going into our sword pulls. I'm doing that split one again, heavy with that arm that's hanging for ballast, and then a little bit lighter for that pull across. You can stay with your heaviers if they're fun for you. And then we're back down on the ground again. Good. Nice. So we're coming down. Going into those snow angels from that seated position. Here we go, straight legs, bent knees. You're going up and over your head. Good. Up and over. Ooh, feet is healthy. The nice thing about doing these seated exercises is we take our legs out of the equation. Our legs are very strong. And they do help us cheat a little bit at times. So that way we can focus on the muscles. So we're down into our crunch. Here we go, up for 1. Down, 2, 3 with that hammer curl. Up, down, 2, 3. Good. Up, down, 2, 3. Up for 1. Down, 2, 3. Good, now we're going to come down to our back. Okay, so we're going to do chest flies with some leg work. So we're getting a little bit of core in here. So remember, you can just leave your legs up if you want. Just take it back. We're flying out and bringing those legs down. Remember, if you have any back issues here, keep the knees bent. Otherwise, taking those legs down as you fly, a little bend in those elbows. Good. You're pushing that lower back into that mat. Remember, you can be here. You can even do it one-legged if you want. Good. Nice. Good. Back up. Grab those heavier weights. Here we go. Drag curl. We're in our 9th round now. Wow. Time's going fast today. Oh, good. keeping those weights in contact with your body here. Go lighter. Good, remember taking those arms out, starting with those knuckles in, head the weights up, and then you're taking them out. Little bend in those knees. Always keep in that core. Hold on, so belly button's pulled into that spine. Keep it stable. Good, so we're gonna do our chest press with our overhead press. And then you can stay lighter if you want. For those shrugs with the arm flies. Good. So here we go. Remember, hinge. You should be able to look in front of you as you hinge. Back is nice and straight. Good. Squeeze. So remember, that little shrug piece is really tiny. You're just getting a little lift up and squeeze. And then putting that extra energy into that fly. Keeping those arms straight for both. Good. Going in to our forward pulls. Here we go. Hopefully keeping track of your sides with the sword pulls. I have to think about it a little bit. You're doing awesome. Across. Good. And then we're back down to the ground. Good. So again, grabbing those light weights. Remember, you can do this without weights for the snow angels. So if you're doing without weights, you're going to come up and over your head. Keep that back straight. Nice. So we're going to come into our crunch with our hammer curl. Remember, we're crunching up for 1, and then down, 2, 3. Tucking that chin in a bit. Up, down, 2, 3. You're doing awesome. Up, down, 2, 3. Good. Up, down, 2, 3. Up, down, 2, 3. Good. Adjustment here, coming onto your back. Remember, we're flying. And you can keep the legs at 90 degrees if you want. Otherwise, keep taking them out and in. Little bend in those. Then we're going to flip onto our stomach. Good. So I'm going to face you for this one so you can kind of see what I'm doing with my hands. So we're going to come down. Your arms are going to come into a T. We're going to pulse for 2 with our thumbs. Pulse for 2 with the back of your hands. Pulse for 2 with your palms. Thumbs. Back to the hands. Palms. Thumbs. Back to the hands. Palms. Good. It's another nice shoulder opener. These are called Mr. and Mrs. T's. Good. Standing back up again. Last round. Here we go. Dig deep. I don't know about you, but I definitely am tired. And that's the idea. We want to fatigue the muscles so they keep burning for us after. A lot of us are always concerned about keeping our weight under control. And while cardio is important for our heart, you're going to get more bang for your buck from muscle exercises because you're going to keep your body burning longer. Good. Put it down. So if you're thinking about trying to take some weight off, always your nutrition is important. But mix in weight training more often during the week, even if you love to run or take your bike out. Make sure you got that weight training in there. Good. So we're doing that chest press overhead. Good. Good. Make sure that core is on, those knees are bent. Good. So go a little heavier, or you can stay with your lighter weights. Hinge from those hips. So see my back is flat. We're going to do that little shrug and out. So you notice I'm not squatting towards the ground. I'm pushing my bum back towards the wall behind me. Here's your breathing. Good. So I'm going to do that split sword pull. Here we go. Nice, we're back down with those seated snow angels. So you can keep your weights there. I'm going to straighten my back out, but I'm doing this without weights for this round because I could feel my form going a bit in the last round. Again, this is going to be a super back shoulder challenge here. And again, we're taking the legs out of the equation, so you can't cheat it. It's a nice way to really work on your strength here. Your knees are bent and your back can't stay straight. Good. So we're coming into that crunch with that hammer curl. So up for 1, down, 2, 3. Good. Up for 1, down, 2, 3. Keep that chin tucked. Up, down, 2, 3. Good. Up, down, 2, 3. Nice. Up, down, 2, 3. Up, down, 2, 3. Good. We're going into, oops, on our back. Here we go. Remember, you're doing that chest fly. Bent knees here. You can keep your knees at 90 degrees. Remember, they can stay here and you can just fly. Or you can keep that bent knee going down as you fly. Your choice. Then we're going to come down into those Mr. and Mrs. T's. Here we go. I'm going to face you again. Here we go. Down. Thumbs up. Nice long arms. Back to the hands. Palms. Good. Thumbs. Back to the hands. Palms. Thumbs. Back to the hands. Palms. Thumbs. Back to the hands. Palms. Thumbs. Back to the hands, palms. Beautiful. Last exercise today. It's going to be a renegade row mountain climber. So grab your lighter weight because you're probably tired by this point. Coming into our plank position, we're going to row, row, mountain climber, row, row, mountain climber. Dig deep here. I know you're tired. Mountain climber. Good. Nice. You're done. Good. Coming back into child's pose. Lose your weights off that mat. Nice long arms. Sink your bum back to your heels. And while you do that, I am going to find some cool down music and take your timer off. Towel down, and then I'm going to join you on that mat. So you can take your knees apart a little bit here. Bring your toes together to get some space into those hips to push your bum back. Fingers are nice and long, so I want those forearms off the mat. Forehead is down. Just slow your breathing. Awesome work, everybody, today. I know it's hard, especially if you're stuck like me in a corner trying to do your class where you're not getting a lot of air, ventilation, and it's just hard being at home, trying to find that motivation. Without all your friends from your classes taking it over, but you're strong, you're determined, and we'll get through this all together. Good, let's come back into that center again. Good, coming onto those hands and knees. So your hands are going to be spread or planted on the floor, so your fingers are spread. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, flat back. So we're gonna breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna roll and arch up into cat. And then breathe in, breathe out. Letting that back sag. But at the same time, your core is pulled in and your chest is pushing forward. Good, breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna roll back up to the cat. And again, thrusting that chest forward, core is activated, back is getting that little sway back in it. Good, one more time, up into cat. Good, and then pushing that chest forward, getting that sway back into cow. Flatten that back out again, so we return to neutral. We're gonna flip those fingers around. This one can be intense for people, and I know that a lot of people don't like doing it, but we do spend too much time on our computers and devices, so this is gonna work on opposing this downward sort of push that we do with our fingers all day long. So we're going to lean forward, and we're gonna push back towards our heels. Remember, just coming back until you feel a pinch. For everybody, that's gonna be different. Take it forward. Good, and up. Good, lean it forward to release. Nice, so uncurl those hands, take them out a little bit. We'll work on those wrists a bit more in a couple seconds. Take those legs nice and wide. We're going to take one set of fingertips down. So once you're able to try to keep your knees straight, we're going to roll up. So opening that chest out to the side, getting some spinal flexion in here. Opening up the shoulders. So this is good because we do spend a lot of the day hunched. So this is just really kind of opening us back up into proper posture. Take it down, up. Get down. Grab the inner elbows, let your head hang here. We're going to nod the head. Yes and no. Let's counteract some of that neck pull we do when we're doing core movement, especially. Even when we lift weights, sometimes we're just not conscious of the fact that we do use our neck to lift up, to pull. Good, stop the head from moving. Roll it back up again. Good, bring those feet in closer. Nice straight arm, cross that body, shoulder away from your ear, head opposite from your hand. You're gonna do a little figure eight here if your wrists are still a little tight. Good, you're gonna grab the tip of the elbow, take it back, loosening up those triceps. And you're breathing. Remember, you're done. The worst part's behind you now. We're just stretching it out. Good, take it across. Head, opposite hand. You're doing that little figure eight. You need a little more work on those wrists. Good, back up into the tricep. Good, so we're going to take those arms out into that T position. Thumbs are up. You're going to curl your fingers back, leave those arms long. You're going to pull them behind you, squeeze into that back. Good, open up that chest, and bring it forward, and you're done. Thank you again so much for joining me. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.